Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sumit, and in today's session, we are going to explore the latest updates in Salesforce flows with the Winter 26 release. If you work with automation in Salesforce, so this updates will give you some powerful new capabilities that will make flow building faster, smarter, and easier to maintain. So in today's video, we are going to talk about the enhancement or the upgrades with the AI-driven decision elements. We are going to talk about the version comparison tools in flows, and we are also discussing about the improved debugging experience. So in short, uh, if these improvements focus on intelligence, productivity, and stronger governance, and we are going to see a deep dive videos into every topic. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe the channel. Don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel before we proceed, and also don't forget to press the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming Salesforce Flow tutorials. So, the enhancement which I'm talking about, so the very first enhancement will be in the screen flows. So for example, if I click on a new flow, so let's see if I get to the new flow and I click on a new flow and I'm going to create a screen automation. I click on screen flow, and in the screen flow, the first enhancement which I'm going to discuss today is the when we click on a screen, the first enhancement here is the preview style. This was the latest updates in the Winter 26 release. This basically the styling. This will be the preview style of of the buttons and the elements. So when we remove this, we have these styles, the lightning themes. For example, if I say see this, so as you can see, the colors get changed here. The button color change here, lightning blue, or if I say lightning ridge, or if I say seasonal flare. So based on the look and feel, based on the styling, you can set the style. We can change the enhancement. This will give more UI enhancement in the on a screen element on a screen flow. The next one, which we have already discussed earlier, also that is a preview size. So these are the sizes. Like this is how it looks like when we preview in a quick action window, and this is how this looks like in the phone app. So this will be very useful when we design a flow. We would like to have a look that how that flow is going to be, how that screen flow basically it will look like whenever we open that flow, whenever we run a flow or access a screen flow on a mobile phone. How does it look like? So this will also help us to quickly rearrange the elements. The another enhancement here is the another enhancement here is that we used to have a data table component, and in the data table component, previously in the data table component, we set the data source. So right now I don't have any data source, but it is possible in this component, in this data table component, we can display the data from the Apex classes also. The collection we can get from the Apex classes also. As you can see, so it is clearly saying that select a record collection or an Apex defined collection variable to populate this table. This feature was not there earlier. So previously, what happened? It only refers to the record collection. Record collection means the collections we used to add. For example, if we add a get record element, so usually we map it to the get record collection element. But now in the screen flow, we can map it to a we can map that to a Apex collection record also. That is, and the screen flow. The next enhancement, the next update will be the toolbox. When we open the toolbox, usually what happens when we open a toolbox and if we have elements, so we have to manually drag and drop this toolbox. But now you can see we are getting an expand panel option. So when I click on the expand panel, this toolbox get expanded, and we can expand and collapse this. Same thing happens with the warning and the error message section also. The error panel also, in error panel also we are getting the enhancement. Usually what happened when we used to get whenever we are getting an error, or if we are getting some error sort of, so it would be easy to explore the error, because the error might be in the error usually be in a text format, so we can easily preview the error. We can easily read the error, what the error is coming or the warning is coming, and we can resolve those issues. Now, the next enhancement, for the next enhancement, I will go to the record triggered flow. And in the record triggered flow, this is a record triggered flow I have created. In the record triggered flow, the very first step is I have configured that whenever this record trigger flow get execute, whenever we create a new account. So my requirement is that whenever we create a new account, I would like to create a new opportunity. So what I did here on a record triggered flow, we are creating a new opportunity. So this flow get triggered whenever a new account gets registered, and we are creating a new opportunity here. So in this opportunity record, I set close date, name, stage, and account ID, map it. Now, one very interesting and the very useful enhancement in the flows here is if you remember in the previous version of the flows, whenever we want to fetch, like for example, whenever we want to fetch the value from the triggering account or triggering object. So usually what happened when I click here, we used to get at the last we used to get the triggering account or triggering lead or triggering object element. But now what happened, the enhancement here is as soon as you click on value, you can see the quick resource over here. You will be able to see the quick resource. And not only this one, we keep on adding the resources and it keep on adding here. So for example, I'm from the beginning part, the first is we will be creating an opportunity, because the first is we fetch like this record trigger flow get triggered whenever a new account gets created. So therefore, when I click on create opportunity, I'm getting an option here, triggering account. So it will be easy to find out the issue. It will be easy to get the details. In same manner, once we get an opportunity, so if I want to fetch the ID, if I want to store that ID, or if I want to create a new, if I want to register a new case or new detail or some other information, if I want to fetch that ID of that opportunity. For this, I just say again I use the get record element, and I want to fetch the opportunity details, for example. So what I'm doing here, from the opportunity object, and as you can see in the quick resource, and then we have a create record opportunity. So we don't have to store, like here, if I click here, you can see instead of manually assign, usually what happened in the previous versions of the flow, if I want to fetch the ID of that opportunity, then we need to manually assign variables, and then we create a variable and capture that ID. But now I can click on this, and from here we can say, we can get the detail like create record opportunity from create, and from here we can fetch the ID, opportunity ID. See this, we can fetch the opportunity ID. So it is easy to fetch the record. Also, how many records to store? Usually we get only the first record and all record, but now we are getting a new option here that all records up to a specific limit. So we can set the limit that I would like to fetch maximum of 10 records or maximum of 5 records. We can set the limits also. For example, I want to fetch top 10 opportunities. So I'll just sort the opportunities by opportunity IDs or based on the amount, and then we can set the limit that we want to fetch only 10 record, up to 10 records. So we can set limit here. That is the another enhancement in flows. So the next and one of the important enhancement will be in the decision instructions. So the next update will be in the decision customer decision one. And what do I mean by that? What do I mean by the decision one? So let me show you that. So basically now the top one, which is the most recent one and the important one, that is the AI driven decision element. So now we can set a decision element to let AI determine the condition instead of doing it manually. For example, I'm going to take a decision. So for example, I click a decision element here, decision element. As soon as I add a decision element, you can say previously we were getting only manually set conditions, but now we are getting an option called and AI determine the condition. So we have to write instructions for AI to dynamically evaluate data from your automation and determine which outcome runs. So we have to, like there would be a resource picker, and then we have to describe the decision here. We can add a we have to give a decision, and accordingly it will run. So we can implement the AI feature into that. So for the flows can be interpret in structured data and decide which part to take based on the instructions to the AI. Now, why it matters for you? If you are teaching advanced flows automations, let's say service use cases, so we can introduce this feature. We can give student a use case to routing based on the sentiment rather than fixed fields. Now, one more update, one more enhancement here in the decision element is, for example, we have added multiple decision. Let's say, I'll quickly give a label to that. First of all, let's say decision decision block one, and I'll just say path one, add path two, add path three. Now, basically the update which I'm talking about here is the update which I'm talking about here is, for example, I have to delete this element. So usually what happened, we used to get the options here to delete a particular path. If I want to delete a path, how do we do that? So we just edit this and we have to remove the path from here. We go to path two and then we say delete outcome. But if I want to delete any path, so I'm getting an option here. I click here and say delete element. So I can say delete element. Now here we have an option whether I want to delete path one, path two, path three, or default outcome, and then we can delete a specific path. Or we have a specific like we have an option. If I want to delete all the elements, there's an option coming up, no, none, delete all path. So when I say delete elements, so it will delete all the path to us. Now, the next and one of the important one of the important update which has been recently introduced in the Winter 26 version, that is called the flow version comparison. And the flow version comparison means that we can compare, it adds the capability to compare different versions of flow side by side, which helps in spotlighting what changed element logic between version. But there's a limitation that this version control or this version change feature functionality, the flow version comparison feature, this will not be available in the screen flow right now. This is available in our triggered flow. Now, for example, this is a flow which I have created this and let me save this flow. So let me save this flow as test flow, or let's say record trigger test flow and save this. Now I'll save this flow. And as soon as I save this flow, that's a simple one. Now I'm getting an, let's suppose I have saved this and now I'm going to make some changes into that. So let me do one thing, create an opportunity. Let me delete this element. And instead of this element, let's say, uh, yeah, I'll just say update triggering record update. I just write update opportunity record, and I want to set the annual revenue is equals to this is, oh my bad, update account record, because it's a trigger and it's going to run on the account. And then I just say and the annual revenue I want to set as 80,000 something. This is not date one. And instead of clicking on save, I say save as a new version. So once I save this option, I'm going to get a version control option. Now, as you can see here, I'm getting the version record trigger test flow version 2, version 1, which is inactive right now, version 2, because both of them I have inactivated. Right now, I haven't activated this, so that's not a problem. But I'm getting an option here called compare version. So when I click on compare version option, it will ask me that what do I want to update actually, what I want to compare. So I have to select. So you can say by default it's a version 2, and I want to compare this with version 1. And when I click on compare version, I'm able to see what changes has been done, change connector, added, removed, and if you want to see the details, we can click on view details and we can say specify conditions, use the record, trigger the flow, and I set the annual revenue as this. So this is the way this helps in basically this version control. It helps in governance, change control, and for the training purpose, we can show the student that how to track the versions and the debugging the regression. Great. So now the next update, which has been released in the winter 26 version, that is the enhanced debug experience, which will be included in the screen, which is available in the screen flow as well. Usually, if you remember, whenever we used to debug the flow, so in the previous version of the flows, when we debug our flow, we used to get the debug statement on the right side of the screen. But now we are going to get the debug statement on the left side of the screen. For example, if I click on debug, as soon as you click on debug, you will see the debug path here. We can select the path, triggering record. Now, for example, if I select a triggering record account for Peter, and we can say run, so we can see the step-by-step implementation here. See this. Not only we can see the step-by-step implementation, if we are fetching the record, if we are performing, see this. If I'm updating any record, so I can see the JSON response as well. So this is also one of the cool enhancement, which I really personally like this very much by myself, because this has been this basically this helps in support searching with the result card, and this will also it's a great feature which help us to compare the before and after comparison. So these are okay. There is one more feature which I quickly want to discuss with all of you before we end up this video, and that feature is in the action. You might have remember when we used to send an email. So what do we do? Either we set up an email alert, but as you know that this I have covered in my previous video also, that now we can send email directly from our Salesforce flows. So for example, I'm using here option called send email or send email action. So the enhancement which I'm talking about here is that previously we used to click and we can add the resource from here only, but now we can type our own addresses also. For example, if I write test123 at the rate gmail.com, so as you can say, this is also this will also be acceptable. See this. This is also acceptable. So either we can type a static email or we can search from a variable. We can get it from the variable. This is also one of the feature which I personally like it very much, especially while I have to send emails. So that's all in today's video. I hope basically I hope that you like this video, and if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like, subscribe button, and subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon. Don't forget to press the bell icon so you do not miss any upcoming Salesforce tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.